Greetings everyone, I'm Kate Allen here. I am super excited to start a new series for 2023, reflecting on the creative process through the lens of the Suit of Cups from Tarot. And I'm gonna just say a couple things up front. One, I invite you to use your own tarot deck as you follow along. Whatever deck stands out to you if you've never purchased one before. The Green Witch Tarot is a beautiful deck that is very evocative. So the second thing I wanted to say is that I'm going to offer reflection questions, and I would invite you to have a journal and something to write with ready to hand, and you can just pause the video at any time to write down your answers for reflection purposes. Okay? So for January, at the beginning of the month, I pulled the Queen of Cups, and I pulled the Queen of Cups from the Phantomwise Tarot, which is a stunning black and white deck. And the Queen of Cups in this deck is a woman who is standing on the edge of the ocean, so right in the sand, standing tall. She's wearing a mermaid-style dress. She has a beaded headpiece on her head. She has long curly hair. She has a serene, proud countenance and a Mona Lisa smile. And behind her you can see the sky, which is cloudy, and then the expanse of the ocean. And there's a sailboat kind of off in the distance. And then she's also holding a cup. So as I begin this reflection on creative process, I think of myself as the Queen of Cups, as somebody who has a beautiful container for holding what she considers to be vital to her life and to her identity. So I would invite you for a moment to think about 3 or 4 or 5 things that you consider to be vital to your life and your life story. And they could be things like other characters in your life, or communities that formed you, or places that shaped you, or smells that take you back to childhood, anything like that. And so after you have these 3 to 5 things, I invite you to imagine that these 3 to 5 things are being held in liquid form in your cup. And then I want you to put your hands inside the cup. And when you consider one of those things, you can pull it out in the form of a marble. And I want you to take this marble and turn it over. Look at it all over. One of the advantages of pulling this element out of your cup and holding it for your examination is that it allows you to imagine that this thing that is vital to your story is something that you can also practice detachment from. Not detachment in the sense of not caring or anything negative, but detachment in the sense that you can view it as something apart from you. Okay, so once you have examined this, consider in particular any feelings that may come up about this element that you're examining. And examine the full spectrum. This is your process for you. Consider how this element has brought about joy or pleasure, delight, and maybe also uncertainty, doubt, sadness, shame, anger. And then I invite you to consider this for a moment. Would you feel wholehearted about placing this marble back in your cup, exactly as it is? Maybe you would. Or maybe you would feel wholehearted about it but maybe not all of it. Or maybe you would feel wholehearted about it, but not precisely the way it is now. And if you sense any tension or a desire for something slightly different, but you're not able to articulate it yet, that is the I'm going to change metaphors here and say that is the piece of sand that will become the pearl of your creativity. That is what you need to explore. Anytime I have something that feels vital to me that also feels challenging in some way or ungraspable in some way, that's when I know that feeling is the thing that I need to explore in my stories as a writer. I may not create autobiographical stories. That's not something that interests me at the moment. But I will utilize that feeling of something not being something that I would wholeheartedly assent to. I take that and I explore it through story. And then my creativity becomes an occasion for me to understand myself better. And maybe it then becomes an opportunity for those who encounter my creativity to encounter themselves and process themselves with greater clarity. So, I want to express gratitude for all of you out there who are watching this, particularly my Patreon patrons, whom I call the sticky ones. It just amazes me still, probably always will amaze me, that people are willing not only to buy my books, but to spend extra dollars of theirs just to support my writing. That's extraordinary. Thank you. You are awesome. And for those of you who are not yet Patreon patrons of mine, but if you're interested in becoming or learning more, you can go to patreon.com/mkateallen and learn all about what it means to be an M. Kate Allen patron, sticky one. There are all kinds of lovely benefits, including exclusive videos and early access to this particular series. So thank you to all of you, and I will see you next time.